Welcome to Covenant of Justice. I'm attorney Isaiah Jerez, and every other week we sit down with remarkable individuals of Southern Nevada who make this such a wonderful place to live. Together, we explore a wide range of topics that matter to the people of Las Vegas and beyond, offering a glimpse behind the glamour of the Strip to showcase the real stories, experiences, and voices that shape our community. Today we have with us Stephani Loffredo. She's from Courtroom Critters. It's a program that helps children or other people that testify in court to have a companion there. Because court can be very stressful. And you're talking about the organization has 50 pets, but 12 of those pets are certified.
Certified in the courtroom. Yeah. Every team is a certified therapy dog. And the reason we talk about certification is because when they become certified, they also carry liability insurance.
Okay. So Hufflepuff here with you. How much insurance do you got?
He has $2 million.
$2 million.
I shouldn't say that.
Yes.
I don't want people.
Yeah.
So he's insured.
Yeah.
He's insured with a different company. But his insurance covers $2 million.
Oh, but he's so peaceful and so calm.
There would, in my opinion, there's no possible way he's like, people say, oh, he wouldn't hurt a fly. No, seriously, if a fly lands on him, he will not try to chomp it.
Yeah.
Like some dogs do.
Yeah. And part of the certification process is so that they can be kind of reverent, I guess, during the court proceedings. Is that right?
Yeah, we do a lot of training. There's several tiers of training. So with the Courtroom Canine, the first thing that our organization does require is an AKC, which is the American Kennel Club. It's called Canine Good Citizen Training. This is a good rounded education for the dog, any dog. It's the basic sit, stay type of thing, mind your manners. So we require all of our dogs to have that Canine Good Citizen. Then they go through a therapy dog training session and certification where they test. And during this test, they test the dogs for how well they do in different types of environments, hospital environments, people, how they behave, as well as do they have any aggressive tendencies. Because if they have aggressive tendencies, then we have to say, no, it's not going to work. After they get their therapy dog certification, which they also receive their liability insurance with that certification, then we go on to the Courtroom Canine training. And this is kind of the best of the best, the elite, the elite of all training. And they sit in a courtroom. Currently, we use the UNLV Boyd School of Law. They have a moot court. And the handlers, as well as the dogs who want to become courtroom canines, they come into the courtroom. It's in a courtroom setting. It looks like a courtroom. It sounds like a courtroom. And we have lectures throughout the day about what happens in the courtroom. We have judges. We have attorneys. We have prosecutors, as well as counselors, to talk about what's going to happen. They talk about case law, all types of things that the handlers need to know about. And then the dogs, we judge them on how they are quiet and calm throughout the whole process. And the dogs even go into the witness stand and sit in the witness stand for a time. So that way we can see if they can sit in a witness stand for a long period of time.
So, and I've been an attorney for over 17 years, and this is the first time I've come to acknowledge that, okay, you can have a service dog in the courtroom specifically for the purpose of helping maybe a child, right, that's having to go in and testify. And so I think that's what you're talking about when the dogs are going up to sit in the witness stand, because they're there as a companion.
Yes. In fact, our last trial that Hufflepuff just had was a little girl. And he went into the witness stand with her. He sits there, and it's such a precious moment because I try not to look at her, but I can kind of see her looking at Hufflepuff, and she actually puts her hand on him while she's answering these horrible questions. And when she looks down at him and touches him, it's almost like she has that energy to continue speaking. She did an amazing job. And that's what's important because, as you know, we need the victims to testify, because if they don't testify, the bad person will not go to jail.
Yeah, it's tough, right? And you talk about little girls having to go through this process, and oftentimes, right, the perpetrator can get away with it because it can be so hard for them to get up there and to testify if you know, the perp doesn't do what's right and take a deal before getting to that point.
Exactly.
Oftentimes that's what the DA is looking for, right? Trying to avoid having to put those children through those experiences again. And so having the dog there, right, being able to talk to the dog instead of look at the jury or look at the judge or look at the attorney, I mean the attorneys as well, right?
Yeah, the little girl had to walk in front of 12 strangers. And then she has to face the man who harmed her. And I could see she couldn't even look at him. It was very tough when they asked her to point him out. She's kind of like, you know, looking down, and it's sad, it's scary. But the good thing is she was brave, and I call her a hero because she did it.
Yeah, and it's not only children either, right? There's, you know, some case law here in Nevada, and at the preliminary stage, the victim had got up and testified about the sexual assault that had taken place in her life, and it was a horrible experience for her. That by the time that it came to trial, before she went to go testify, she ended up committing suicide because she couldn't live through that experience again. And this was an adult, and so now, you know, having to have children to go through this experience, you know, to have someone there to.
You really hit a point that is the entire purpose I do this. Did you know, you probably do know since you've been dealing with this, but the minimum amount of times a victim has to tell their horrible story is 12 times. Could you imagine having to tell that story over and over again 12 times? Then you have to go in front of strangers and tell it all over again in detail. It is a horrible situation, but we're trying to give people as many tools as possible to help them through the process. We even go into shelters for domestic violence so that these people can see that, hey, we're here to help you. And the dogs come in, and it's just amazing. A lot of people don't want to testify, and we don't want to force them. But if we can encourage somebody to testify so that that bad person can go into jail, that's what we want to do. We want to encourage them, but we want to encourage them with kindness and with hope. And it's so sad that that happens, and that unfortunately happens more often than people would think. In fact, the statistics are for sexual abuse and domestic violence that only 2% of victims will testify in court. 98% will not. That's a large number. And we need those people to testify, and we need them to be a hero. Children are heroes when they testify, adults are heroes when they testify, because then that bad person can go to prison and they're not going to harm anyone else.
Yeah, what a great way to encourage them and bring them up, and to, you know, they can change their mentality from being a victim to becoming a hero, and for them to have Hufflepuff there, right, to help encourage them that it's going to be a long process, but he's going to be there for you, right?
It is a long process.
How do the courts, have there been pushback? I mean, historically, pushback with the court saying, you know, I'm not going to have a dog in my courtroom, or
Yes, yes, absolutely, especially attorneys. The good news is we now work with more than 20 judges regularly. So we have 20 judges that are, oh, it's Courtroom Critters. Okay, yeah, Hufflepuff, oh yeah, I know Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff is welcome anytime. And they also know most of our courtroom canines. So when we say, oh yeah, Muffin Jones is coming in today, they know exactly who Muffin Jones is. So the good thing is the judges, most of the judges like us. Yes, we're going to get pushback from the defense attorney, of course, because a cute little dog is going to make the jury, oh, the dog is so cute. What is important though, and this is coming from case law, so what is important about having a proper trial without the pushback with an appeal is the judge gives the jury proper instructions. And part of those instructions, and we have a lot of this in writing, so we can, if any judge, if any attorney has questions about this, we are so happy to provide the information. But jury instructions are very important. The judge generally is going to say to the jury, do not use the dog in your decision. Do not look at the dog. Do not observe how the dog is behaving. You need to observe the victim or the witness testifying. That is what it was important. The judge gives them specific instructions of do not take that dog into consideration. You need to take into consideration the facts of the case and what you hear. And what you hear is being testified. That way, when you give them proper instructions, they try to not focus on the dog and focus on the person. Also, in our training, we do everything we can to make sure that the dog is in such a position that the jury really can't see them well. Sometimes when they're inside the witness box, nobody can see them except me. And that way, the dog is out of sight, out of mind, which makes the trial perfect because then the dog has no influence. It's zero influence. They might see the dog coming in, they might see the dog going out. Other than that, now the jury is focused on the witness or the victim.
So you're seeing the dog, so the witness is up there in the stand, the dog is probably on the side away from the jury. How are you able to see the dog? Are you sitting up there in the clerk's box? Or?
Usually what they let me do, and every judge is different, but usually what we do is I'll sit on the step. Most witness stands have a step, so I can sit on the step so that I can have control of the dog just in case. And so I'm watching the dog, making sure the dog is behaving and making sure he's comfortable and quiet. So I just kind of sit there and make sure everything's good while the witness or victim is testifying.
He's amazing. I mean, he's just such just a good demeanor. I just saw him reach over and kind of...
He's a chill monster, yeah.
Touch your leg, right?
And that's what's so amazing about him. He's like, when the victims are testifying and they look down at him, he's kind of, I have your back. We call it, I love this word, we call it silent support. He looks at you, he doesn't say anything, but that look is, I have your back, I'm supporting you, I'm not judging you, I'm not giving you any legal advice, I'm not giving you any counseling advice, I'm just here to have your back.
Yeah.
And that means so much to people. And he does fall asleep in court too.
Yeah,
which is super funny because sometimes if he's just laying that right way, he does snore. So it is kind of funny. I believe the last time he fell asleep, I don't think the jury heard him, but I know the judge was looking down.
Yeah.
And I was trying to keep, I was trying to keep him, very emotionless.
So Hufflepuff, where did that name come from?
Well, I used to breed bulldogs, and he's actually my very last litter. And my brand new daughter-in-law, she is a Harry Potter encyclopedia.
Okay.
So what she did is I went through all the puppies. We had 10 puppies.
Whoa.
So I went through all the puppies and we looked at them. She goes, okay, that one's going to be Hagrid, that one's going to be Dumbledore, and this one's going to be Hufflepuff. And wouldn't you know it, if anybody knows what the Hufflepuff house is all about, it's all about patience and loyalty. And he is a 100% Hufflepuff. And if Hufflepuff were a dog, this is it.
Yeah. So aside from going into the courtroom and helping those victims testify, Courtroom Critters as well goes into other places where children are, as they go through the system.
Yeah, one thing I'm really proud to work with, I work with another organization called Sharing the Joy. This organization works a lot with foster children, adopted children. They work with Child Haven. They do so many things for children who may otherwise not have family. And they do so many good things for the children. And we are very fortunate that they allow us in and work with them. And one of the last things we did is we work with Child Haven, and they have this big party for the children that are at Child Haven, and we bring in the dogs, as well as they have sports, they have interviewing techniques, they have arts and crafts, so they have so many different things. And then the dogs are usually a hit. The kids come in and they just hug them, so that makes us feel good. But this organization, Sharing the Joy, this is a way to touch a lot of children in one night. And I tell people, if you want something that really fills your heart, this is something you should do.
Yeah, I have done some work as a CAP attorney representing children that are going through the CPS process. And when I went through the training, they had suggested us go see Child Haven, not because it's a joyful place, right? Because some of the kids get stuck there. And as a CAP attorney, like, that's what they kind of encourage us to do, is try to help push the case through the system. Because it is a pretty lonely place over there. And so to have someone there and come and to liven the place and make it a night of joy for them, right?
Right. That's exactly what it is. And so it's a wonderful organization. And the person who directs it, he is just amazing what he brings to the children and how he motivates the children. It's like, yeah, you might be stuck here for now, but there's so much hope. There is just so much hope. And it's fun for me that I bring in a dog and a dog just melts the children, and they feel so happy. And when they have to leave, they all come running back, and sometimes we'll have 3 or 4 dogs there, but they come back and they want to hug the dogs one more time. So it really is, it's all about the dog, but the kids just love it. And we feel like we touch upon so many hearts in one night. And people ask us, how many people do you think you affect in a year when we do our annual report? It's like, I cannot say that. I have no idea. Because when we walk into a place, even going into Child Haven, all the COs that are there, the staff that are there, you can see them smile. So we're not just affecting the children, but we're also affecting the staff. And we do visit the staff as well on their days.
Yeah, right. Bring up the morale there, right? Because it is a tough job.
It is.
Over there. Yeah.
It is. And of course, I'm very partial to first responders because I'm a retired police officer. And something that's very different from when I was a police officer is now they have wellness programs. And they've been incorporating the therapy dogs into first responder wellness programs. And I'm talking all first responders, police, highway patrol, the corrections officers, dispatch, can't forget dispatch, firefighters, EMTs. So we help them with their wellness program, and they bring us in just to keep the morale up. Or if they have a tragedy, such as state troopers had a tragedy a little over a year ago now, and we went to their debriefing to help them cope with the tragedy. And that's very important these days. Like you said, it's very important to the wellness, the mental wellness today. And the good thing is now these police departments are recognizing that good mental wellness is important.
Yeah, and here in Vegas, right, we have one child's hospital. We're going to have another one, right? And I've been to a child's hospital in Utah, and you see the animals coming in, right? They have a day that the animals are coming in because it can be a tough place when the children are there forever, and they have the animals there and come lift up their spirits. Yeah, it does amazing. So how does someone get involved with Courtroom Critters?
There's several ways to get involved. We do need volunteers in the sense of if anybody's interested in doing social media for us. We do have a couple attorneys on our team, on our board, who do research. In fact, one of our attorneys does research and helps us write motions to allow the dog into the courtroom. But if you want to do therapy dog work, yes, we need you. We need at least 100. We cannot fill the need here in Las Vegas. Believe it or not, just in the valley between Boulder City, Henderson, Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, we cannot fill the need. We are turning down requests. So we need these therapy dogs. If you are interested in becoming a therapy dog, we usually have recruitment sessions. And in these recruitment sessions, we meet your dog, we tell you what the process is to go through, and then hopefully we can get you through that process, get you certified so that you carry liability insurance. But if anybody's thinking about it now and they're like, where do I start? The best place to start is the AKC Canine Good Citizen. That is the best place, because that way your dog is going to have that well-rounded, it's not hard, but it's good, well-rounded training so that your dog knows the basics. It's the best place to start. And if you're interested, we will help you through the rest of the way.
He was snoring. It was so cute. I love it. So, so how old does a dog need to be to go through that AKC training?
The AKC Canine Good Citizen, each agency has their own age for that, but some dogs, I'm thinking, can do it at 3 months, 2 months. They might do puppy classes. There are puppy classes. However, in order to be insured, a dog does have to be 1 year old.
Okay.
And the biggest thing is any dog can do this. So people who have Chihuahuas, people who have pit bulls, we have pit bulls, we have Chihuahuas on our team. It's all about the character. So if they have that good character, they can be a therapy dog.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a border collie, and she rounds the kids up, right? She's got to herd the kids up, and so I wonder whether or not.
So in the courtroom, should be herding up the jury?
It would be, yes, yeah. She loves to run around. Cool. And then, so social media. So where's Courtroom Critters on social media? How can we follow you?
We are on Instagram, Courtroom Critters, and then LinkedIn. We have our name on that as well, Courtroom Critters. What I try to do with that is to have up to moment events that we're doing. I try to keep people up to the moment on that. Instagram is a little difficult and time consuming sometimes, but those are the two main ones that we use. We try to keep those up to date, and also try to keep people up to date on our plans for events. And then we also brag about things. We do like the Tour de Summerlin. We do the water station for that, so we love that. Hufflepuff. And he's really smart. Oh, I just gotta throw this in. You're really smart, aren't you? So what is 10 minus 10? Nothing.
Oh, Hufflepuff. Yeah, thank you for coming today. Such a pleasure. You know, because attorney's office are boring, so it's nice to bring in a dog and change up the vibe for sure. So thank you, Hufflepuff. And thank you, Stephanie, as well.
Oh, thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.